Hi, this is Tuesday Tips with Dr. Laura for the Fun, Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women. And today's tips center around healthy soil. Now, for many of you that don't know me, I am passionate about gardening and I help people garden. And one of the foundational factors that we start with when I'm helping people be successful in their gardening is the soil. What is healthy soil? Now, out there, we've got a lot of unhealthy soils. We've got clay soil, sandy soil, rock soil. Rock soil has rocks, of course, and there's very little mineral content, very little nutrients in that, and it rarely has anything that grows in it. Perfect example of that would be, you get to the higher elevations in the mountains. Those are probably all rock. There might be a little bit of dirt, but nothing grows in that. The second one, the sandy soil is very light and loose and airy. The water goes right through it. It dries out quickly. It can blow around, water can erode it. Sandy soil doesn't hold much, and it takes a special plant to grow in a sandy soil. The third kind is clay soil, and clay soil is kind of the opposite of the sandy soil. Clay soil is very heavy, it's sticky. It doesn't allow a lot of air or water through it. So as a result of that heaviness and that stickiness, you get water that pools or becomes stagnant, or you get a lot of flooding. Those are three kind of generalized nasty soils. So what do you do with those kinds of soils for your gardening? Well, you amend it. You add to it. Now, there are two main tools that we use in gardening before we even get to the amendment part. And the first one would be you take a soil sample and you send it to your extension office. There's a lot of extension offices throughout the country. Universities have an extension office, and you take your soil samples, 6 of them in your soil, and you mix it all together and you send in the sample, and you get a readout of everything that's in your soil. That gives you a great picture as to what you need or what you can add to your soil to make it healthy. The second tool that I use to help amend soils and get them to healthy is I use a water meter. I use a water meter all the time. Why? Well, you got to know if that moisture is in the soil, that you don't overwater. That it sounds like common sense, but sometimes we may water more than we actually realize, and you don't want your plant roots to rot in the soil. So after we've done all of our amendments or actually gotten our soil tested, now we amend the soil. And basically, the definition of a healthy soil is a balance. It's a balance of organic matter. It's a balance of nutrients and minerals. It's a balance of helpful organisms. They all make up a healthy soil. Healthy soil will produce a successful garden. Case in point. So what does all of this have to do with us? How does healthy soil apply to us? Well, take those 3 not so healthy soils, the rocky, the sandy, and the clay soils. A rocky soil personality would be somebody that, as we recall, rocky, nothing grows in it. This might be a negative person. They might be angry, bitter. They're always offended. They don't want to grow. They don't want to take an opportunity. They know it all, but they're going to do it their way. They're just that way. Sandy person might be, now sandy blows all over the place. Sandy has drainage, the water drains right through it. It dries real fast. Sandy type of personality is a person that might not stick with something. They may be consistent in being inconsistent. They might set a goal, but they're on to the next thing, and they haven't given the first goal a chance. The third soil is the clay soil. That stagnant water, that heavy stagnant water, stagnant water on top of the heavy soil. That might be the person that's almost like stuck, doesn't want to grow, maybe because of fear. They're happy in what they're doing right now, and it's almost like they have blinders on. So how can we help them create healthy soil? What are the additives or amendments that we can help those kinds of people create a healthy soil? So here are a few tips for you for healthy soil. Practice a clean slate. If something doesn't work, start all over. Clean the slate, start all over. Another one is be consistent. Pursue progress, not perfection. We can be consistent in progress. But if we are so stuck on being perfect about it, we're never going to progress, really, when you think about it. Another tip is if you are not reaching the goal, maybe you need to look at that goal and reset the goal. Maybe you need to lower it down a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean that you're any less of a person because you're lowering a goal. Maybe you don't have the time and energy, or maybe you're not looking at it from a certain angle that needs to be looked at. Keep on going if you don't see progress. That's kind of that consistency piece again. Success is getting up after, they say success, you get up after failure. I never like to use the word failure, but, let's say there's a challenge or something pushes your goal off track. Success is getting up and keep moving, or punt and pivot if something doesn't work out the way you want it. Focus on the positive. What has worked? What are you good at? What do you like? Don't focus on the negative. You keep focusing on the negative and speaking the negative, you're going to become that negative Nelly kind of person, that rocky soil personality. So healthy soil takes a lot of work. We have to amend it if it's rocky clay or sandy, but it's all about the balance. It's all about balance to health, whether it's business life or personal life. Healthy soil is balance and making sure you're on top of that. So hopefully this has helped you for your Tuesday tips with Dr. Laura. Until next time, have a fantastic day.